I want to know which foreigner took a job from who. Because you are here, you are the anchor of the SABC. There is no foreigner who can come here and just take your job and say, from today I'm sitting here. The bosses would have allowed that. So the bosses are white monopoly capital which owns the South African economy. Is the one that brings foreigners into the country, give them jobs because they are going to pay them lower wages. And then from there come to South Africans and say, these people are taking your jobs. And then they make us fight. But Sakina, since when have other Africans never worked in South Africa? Because this Johannesburg was founded by a Southern Africa, not South Africa. That's why the language Fanaka law exists. Because these people came from everywhere to come and mine this diamond that we're enjoying and gold we're enjoying today in Gauteng. So they met from Mozambique, they met from Malawi, they met from Zambia, Zimbabwe. They came together, they couldn't hear one another. They even developed a language called Fanaka law. EFF was not there when that was formed. So it's not true that this is something that is happening for the first time. It has always been. But why would you say, I don't support colonialism and support colonial borders? That is hypocrisy. If you don't support apartheid, you don't support colonialism, you cannot support the invasion of everything that came with these people. The borders were imposed on us. We never had borders. And even without borders, we never encroached in each other's territory. We always knew that here is this kingdom, here is that kingdom. So it's unscientific to say when you do away with the borders, there's going to be an influx of foreigners in South Africa. Let's take Limpopo and Gauteng, for instance. Limpopo is much more poor than Gauteng, but the people have never left Limpopo to come to Gauteng. I come from Limpopo, and every time I get an opportunity, I go home. I've got no intention, none whatsoever, to relocate my home into Gauteng. So it's unscientific to say because people are poorer and we are in a much better, relatively stable situation, they are going to come here and destabilize us. No one wants to come here. We want you, people of Africa, if you want to go and trade in DRC, wake up this morning and just go to DRC and do whatever you want to do and come back without hassle. There must be free movement of people. There must be free movement of goods, and Africans must trade amongst themselves, because only through the unity of Africa will we earn our seat on the international table where real issues are being discussed. What will Swaziland go and tell China and say, no, Swaziland and China are equal? Equal on what? But once we bring the unity of Africa, both in terms of size of the population and the mineral resources combined, the world will listen to us. Okay. We command more than 85% of the world platinum, ourselves and Zimbabwe combined.
Hey there, folks. Today we're diving into a hot topic that's been making waves across South Africa. You've probably heard Julius Malema's fiery speeches about foreigners taking jobs from locals. But let's take a step back and really think about this. Has any foreigner actually taken your job? Or is this just political rhetoric designed to stir up emotions? Now, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just here to present the facts and let you make up your own mind. So let's break this down and look at the bigger picture. First off, let's consider the job market in South Africa. It's no secret that unemployment is a major issue here. According to Stats SA, the unemployment rate is hovering around 32%. That's a staggering number, and it's understandable why people are frustrated and looking for someone to blame. But is it really fair to point the finger at foreigners? Let's look at some numbers. The total number of foreign-born individuals in South Africa is estimated to be around 2.9 million, which is about 5% of the total population. Now, that might sound like a lot, but consider this. Many of these people are actually creating jobs rather than taking them. Think about it. How many small businesses in your neighborhood are run by immigrants? These aren't just people taking jobs, they're creating employment opportunities for others. From spaza shops to restaurants, from tech startups to construction companies, immigrants are often entrepreneurs who contribute to the economy. But let's get back to Malema's question. Which foreigner has ever taken your job? It's a provocative statement designed to make you feel like there's a direct link between immigration and unemployment, but the reality is much more complex. For starters, many foreigners who come to South Africa are filling skills gaps. These are jobs that might otherwise go unfilled because there aren't enough qualified local candidates. This isn't about foreigners stealing jobs, it's about addressing shortages in certain industries. Take the healthcare sector, for example. South Africa has a shortage of doctors and nurses, especially in rural areas. Many of these positions are filled by professionals from other African countries. Without them, our healthcare system would be under even more strain than it already is. The same goes for other specialized fields like engineering, IT, and academia. These foreign professionals are taking jobs away from South Africans. They are helping to build and strengthen our economy. But what about low-skilled jobs? Surely that's where the competition is fiercest, right? Well, not necessarily. Many of the jobs taken by low-skilled immigrants are ones that locals are often reluctant to do. We're talking about jobs in agriculture, domestic work, and the informal sector. Now, I'm not saying there's no competition at all. Of course, in some cases, immigrants might be willing to work for lower wages, which can create tension. But this is a complex issue that can't be solved by simply pointing fingers at foreigners. So what's really behind South Africa's unemployment crisis? Well, there are many factors at play. Poor education and skills development, a lack of economic growth, corruption, and inefficient government policies all contribute to the problem. These are systemic issues that won't be solved by scapegoating immigrants. Let's also consider the positive contributions that immigrants make to our society. They bring diversity, new ideas, and cultural exchange. Many immigrants are hardworking individuals who are just trying to build a better life for themselves and their families. Isn't that something we can all relate to? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about illegal immigration? Surely that's a problem? And you're right, it is a concern, but it's important to distinguish between legal and illegal immigration. Most foreigners in South Africa are here legally, contributing to our economy and society. Addressing illegal immigration is certainly important, but it needs to be done in a way that respects human rights and doesn't demonize all immigrants. After all, many of these people are fleeing conflict or economic hardship in their home countries. They're not here to steal jobs, they're here to survive. So let's circle back to Malema's question. Which foreigner has ever taken your job? The truth is, it's probably not that simple. The job market is complex, and there are many factors that influence employment and unemployment. Instead of looking for someone to blame, maybe we should be asking different questions. How can we improve education and skills training to make South Africans more competitive in the job market? How can we create an environment that encourages entrepreneurship and job creation? How can we address the systemic issues that are holding our economy back? These are the real questions we should be grappling with, because at the end of the day, pointing fingers at foreigners isn't going to solve our unemployment crisis. It's just going to create more division and distract us from the real issues. So the next time you hear someone blaming foreigners for unemployment, take a step back, think critically, look at the facts, and remember that we are all human beings trying to make a better life for ourselves and our families. South Africa is a diverse nation with a rich history of welcoming people from all over the world. Our strength lies in our unity, not in division. So let's focus on building a South Africa that works for everyone, regardless of where they were born. Remember, folks, it's easy to blame others for our problems, but the real solutions come when we work together, when we embrace our diversity, and when we focus on creating opportunities for all. So let's move beyond the rhetoric and start having real conversations about how we can build a better South Africa for everyone, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and together we can create a brighter future for all who call this beautiful country home. That's all for today, folks. I hope this video has given you something to think about. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, keep an open mind, stay informed, and always question the narratives you hear. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.